Hello children, I hope you all are doing well and safe at your homes. Today children, we are here with another new chapter, that is your fourth chapter, Meeting Miss Trotwood. So children, before I start with the explanation of this chapter, I hope your previous chapters are clear to you and you don't have any problem in those chapters. Children, Meeting Miss Trotwood is written by Charles Dickens. This is an extract which has been taken from a novel, David Copperfield, right? So now David Copperfield is a famous character of Charles Dickens, right? And Charles Dickens is one of the famous writer of Victorian era. Clear? So this chapter is thought to be an adaptation from a novel about David Copperfield, and it has also been said that David Copperfield was a character that Charles Dickens created in order to depict his own personal life, right? So this chapter is just a small piece from the whole novel that he has written. So let's start reading. Although his father had died, David Copperfield lived happily with his mother until she married Mr. Murdstone, not a kind man. Mr. Murdstone's equally unkind sister came to live with them, right? Then David's mother passed away as well, and Mr. Murdstone and his sister continued ill-treating David. They make him work in a factory instead of sending him to school. So David went in search of his own living relative, his aunt, Miss Betsy Trotwood. Finally, after walking a long distance, he reached her house. Let's read the story to see what happened next. So a little background of how the chapter begins. We see that David Copperfield's mother marries Mr. Murdstone, right? And Mr. Murdstone became the stepfather of David Copperfield, right? And he is not a very kind man. He was a rough and rude man, and his sister was also unkind and ill-treated David. Clear? So now after some times we notice that David's mother died and he was left with Mr. Murdstone and his sister to survive. Now what did they do? They did not at all send him to school. Instead they sent him to a factory for work and earn money. So David could not tolerate this all, and so he ran from the house and he began his journey towards his aunt, and the name of the aunt was Miss Betsy Trotwood. Alright. Now let's begin with the chapter. I had walked every step of the way, sleeping under haystacks at night. Fortunately, it was summer. My shoes were completely worn out and my hat was scratched and battered. So children, batter means all torn away. As we know, he was traveling on foot all the way as he escaped from the house. He don't have any money with him, so his shoes were all torn and his hat was also damaged. My shirt and trousers stained with heat, dew, grass, and the soil on which I had slept might have frightened the birds from my aunt's garden, and I stood at the gate. My hair had no comb or brush since I left London. In this condition, I waited to introduce myself to my aunt. So now, as it has been so many days, he was traveling on foot, so all his clothes were stained and with sweat and the soil on the ground. So as soon as he reaches his aunt's house, all the birds, after looking at him in the aunt's garden, they were scared and they all flew away. And he stood at aunt's garden gate in order to introduce himself to the aunt. As I stood there, a lady came out of the house with a handkerchief over her cap and a pair of gardening gloves on her hands. I was sure she was Miss Betsy. from her walk, but for my mother had often described her to me. So it seems that he must be very little when Betsy might have seen him, but the way David's mother had described her, the way she walked and all, so he was sure that she was actually Miss Betsy. "Go away," said Miss Betsy, shaking her head. "Go along, no boys here." I watched her as she marched to a corner of the garden, and then I went softly and stood beside her. So now, of course, he has grown a little from the time she had seen him, and now we see that she did not recognize him and she did not accepted his entry in the house. Now, what did David do? He stood quietly beside her. "If you please, ma'am, if you please, aunt, I am your nephew." So he said softly to her that, "If you please allow me, I just want to tell you that I am your nephew. I'm related to you." "Oh Lord," said my aunt, and sat flat down in the garden park. So now see, when he was small enough, Miss Betsy must have gone to see him. So he was a baby when she met him, or she had gone to see him. "I have been very unhappy since my mother died. I have been taught nothing and made to work instead of being sent to school." So now he expresses that he had been very unhappy since his mother had died. Moreover, he didn't went to school also, right? "It made me run away to you, and I have walked all the way and have not slept in bed since I began the journey." So now he told the whole story, and he says that this is the reason why I ran from my house, from the house where I was living, as I was very dissatisfied the way I was treated, and I was walking for so many days just to come to meet you. Here my self-control gave way and I burst into tears. My aunt got up in a great hurry and took me into the house. The first thing my aunt did was to give me lots of strange tasting toxins. Then she heated a bath for me. Now, when he was all telling to his aunt, he started crying. Okay, he got very, very emotional. And now what does the aunt do? He got up at once and he went to the kitchen, to his house from where she was standing, and gave him lots of tonics. So tonic means here a medical liquid sort. So he gave to him so that he could recover from his tiredness, right? So children, that's all for today, and the remaining part of the explanation I'll do it in my next video. Thank you.